Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to episode number 37 of the Houston Astros franchise here on MLB The Show 20. We dive into the month of September starting off today, so if you're excited for that one, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below for more franchise content. Here are the lineups for both sides. The Marlins, first time taking a look at their lineup. They have a couple of hot hitters in Harold Ramirez and Matt Kemp. Marlins, although under 500, are doing a pretty solid 67-71, a little better than what you thought from the Marlins. And here's a new name on the mound for the Astros, Josh James, one of the September call-ups for the Astros. He had a horrible start to the season, was sent down, and now making his first start sent in months. He will start off his day against Miguel Rojas, who's going to line one up the middle for a base hit. So leadoff man already on for the Marlins. We'll bring up John Berti, and he's going to have a pitch in the dirt. That one's going to get away from Maldonado, and Rojas is on second. So not a solid start from Josh James. And Berti will strike out on the slider, however. So Josh James does fan him. And that's going to lead to Corey Dickerson up next. 1-2 to him. He can't catch up to the high 99 heat. And Josh James has 2 strikeouts. Jesus Aguilar up next. He's going to chop this one up the middle for a base hit. Rojas will round third and score. So the Marlins do draw first blood here in the top of the first. That's going to bring up Garrett Cooper, 1-2. He's going to get fanned on the slider as well. So Josh James does get 3 strikeouts, but does give up a run. On the mound for the Marlins will be the lefty Daniel McGrath, only making his 4th start of the season. The young man has a 5.82 ERA on the season, doing a little bit of long relief work, but is called to start here today. He'll start his day against Michael Brantley, who's back in the leadoff role. He strikes out on the fastball. That's going to bring up Alex Bregman. Astros rocking with their old lineup from earlier in the season, and he's going to pop this one up behind the pitcher's mound for the second out. So that means Altuve's back down in the 3 spot. 1-1 to Altuve, and he's going to chop a changeout out in front of it to the shortstop for an easy 3rd out. So nothing going in the first inning. We're going to go bottom 2 now, starting with Alvarez. He's going to get jammed on a fastball, lift this one to center to Matt Kemp for out number 1. George Springer, or Carlos Correa, who's hitting 5th today. He's going to get a high slider, drives it to left field. It's got some carry. Outfielder's looking to play it, but is not going to be able to. That ball is gone. Solo shot for Carlos Correa, his 18th of the season. And Astros get a run on the board here. It's tied at 1-1 thanks to number 1. As Correa's bat has really picked up recently. 378 out to left. So that's going to bring up George Springer with 1 out, 1-2 to him. He's going to pop up a high fastball late on that one, behind first base for out number 2. Next up is Yuli Gurriel, 2-1 to him. He's going to dribble a fastball to the 3rd baseman, and that's going to end the second. But the Astros do get 1, and now we go bottom 3. Yasiel Puig leading us off. He's going to strike out on the low fastball. Was a strike. And now Team Maldonado up next. He's going to draw a walk on the low fastball. So now a runner on first with 1 out going to the top of the order. Brantley's up next. He's going to line this one. Almost hits McGrath for a base hit. Kemp has troubles with it, but Maldonado's not going to be able to take advantage of that. Here comes Alex Bregman once more. He gets a fastball, pops it up to the shallow outfield for out number 2. So Jose Altuve's up next. He's going to get a fastball. He's going to turn on this one. That ball's hit deep to left. Outfielder looks up and watches it fly. Clears the wall and left barely. And Jose Altuve has a 3-run blast, his 17th of the season. And just like that, the Astros have a 4-1 lead. So taking advantage of the long ball here in Houston, as that gives them a comfortable lead, but innings still not over. Yordan Alvarez up next, 3-1 to him. He's going to draw a walk on the high fastball. It's now runner on first for Carlos Correa, 3-1 to him. He's going to draw a walk as well. So McGrath getting into some trouble here in the 3rd. George Springer up next, gets a fastball, lifts it to left center, but it's on the track, just misses the jut out, and it's still a 4-1 ball game. Let's go bottom 4 now. Yuli up next, sticking with these Astros. He's going to strike on a nasty curve. And that's going to bring us to Yasiel Puig. Full count to Puig, and he's going to pop up a fastball to shallow center. And it's going to be caught by Kemp for the second out. But here comes Maldonado up next. Full count to him. He gets a high fastball. He drives it to left center. Good contact over the wall. Another home run for Houston. Astros are launching out of here in Houston. It's not rocket ships today. It's baseballs. And that's a solo shot from Maldonado. His 8th of the season. 406 feet. And we have a 5-1 ball game here in Houston. So that takes us to the top of the lineup. 2 inning not over yet. First pitch to Brantley. It's a fastball. He's putting it up the middle, but it's right at Kemp in center. So that will end the 4th inning. Let's go top 5 now. See what Josh James has been doing ever since that first inning. He's really settled in here. That's a dribbler for out number 1. And then Jorge Alfaro up next, 2-1 to him. He's going to line this one into the gap in center right, though. So this will be a base hit for extra bases. So Josh James finally gives up a hit. He's been pretty solid since the first inning. So now Isan Diaz up next. He's going to strike out. Beautiful changeup, 87. And that's strikeout number 6 for Josh James. Top of the order, Miguel Rojas up next. He's going to pop this one to right field. So Josh James gets out of the 5th without allowing another run. And a little later into the game, here comes Brad Peacock. So Josh James does go 5. He gets in line for the decision. But we're top 7 now here for Garrett Cooper. He's going to dribble this one to the third baseman Bregman for out number 1. So that's going to bring up Harold Ramirez in the 6th spot. He's 0 for 2 today. He's striking out. That's a nice changeup in the dirt for out number 2. So now Matt Kemp, 1-1 to him, 2 outs, and he's going to drive one to opposite field. It's got some carry on it. Puig's going to go back at the wall, and he's not going to bring it in. That's a solo shot for Matt Kemp, 357 feet, to the opposite field. So solid power out of the former Dodger Brave. And it's now a 5-2 game here in Houston. So Miami not giving up yet. But it's still 2 outs in the 7th for Jorge Alfaro up next. Full count to him. And he's actually going to draw a walk. So now it's going to bring the next batter up, Isan Diaz, who's been kind of cold. But he's not cold here. That's a base hit up the middle. Peacock getting into some trouble here in the 7th. As tying run is now at the plate. And they're going to bring in the flamethrower Alex Reyes, who hasn't been a sure thing since coming over from from St. Louis, 5.93 ERA. First batter is Rojas, and he's going to drill this one to right, but Reyes gets his job done in 1 pitch. That's a fly ball right to end the 7th. Bottom 8 now, Jose Altuve stepping in. We saw him hit the 3-run bomb earlier. First pitch from Trevor Rogers now on the mound for Miami. He's going to bunt this one down the line. It's playable, but not in time as Altuve does beat out the throw. That is going to be a base hit. Now it's Jordan lining it up to the third baseman, though. 5-4-3, easy double play for Miami. So now Carlos Correa is up next, 2-2 to him. He's going to put this one into left center, though. Makes perfect contact on this one. So another 2-out rally chance here for the Astros, as that's going to bring up George Springer, 1-1 to him. He gets a fastball and lifts it to right center. That's going gapping. That's going to rattle up against the wall. No ground rule double, which means Correa is going to come all the way from first and score. So 6-2 game now, Houston, as they get that run back in the 8th. And they're going to turn it over to Ryan Cook, the 32-year-old, making his first appearance of the season. One of the Marlins' September call-ups themselves. He's no spring chicken, though. 6'2", 215 at 32 years of age. He's asked to put a stop to this one, and he's going to do just that. Gurriel to the third baseman, knocks it down, doesn't make the throw, so hold your horses, as that was a good base running by Gurriel for a base hit. Yasiel Puig up next. First pitch to him. That ball's getting away from the catcher, but not close enough, as Springer's going to try to come home and get thrown out at the plate. So it's 6-2 now. Joe Smith's going to come into the 9th inning, just try to get us through this 9th inning. He's .69 ERA through 14 games. And we got a runner on first with 1 out, but he's going to hit it to Gurriel. That's a 3-6-3 double play. And Joe Smith gets the job done. Astros pick up the win in the first of 3 here at home against Miami. And it's time to get a move on. They get off to a hot and good start as Josh James gets the win. Daniel McGrath gets the loss. As good overall performance from Houston, 6-2 victory. As we see who gets player of the game. It's going to go to Jose Altuve, 2 for 4 with that 3-run blast back in the third. And they pick up a solid outing. I can't hate on the Astros for this one. And they go into game 2 and win this one 5-1. So despite being out hit, they too pick up the victory, which means they had a solid amount of extra base hits. Gurriel did hit a 3-run blast. And they get a good outing from Jose Urquidy in this one. And in game 3, we do sweep the Marlins. They win 13-2 as the bats came alive. Everybody besides Springer having double-digit hits. 5 home runs for Houston. And that's a pretty solid outing from Zach Greinke. So we sweep the Miami Marlins, and now we have a chance to go home and sweep another series as we play the 52-88 Seattle Mariners. Justin Verlander on the mound for Houston. Let's look at his numbers on the season. 2.72 ERA, 211 strikeouts through 182 innings. Looking like a Cy Young material once again. He will be opposed by Taijuan Walker of Seattle, a former Seattle top prospect who spent some time in Arizona, is back in Seattle for this year, and has never really lived up to the hype once again this year. 5.43 ERA. So starting top 1, Malik Smith leading us off for Seattle. He's going to get a base hit, so the speedy center fielder is on first to start the inning. J.P. Crawford's up next for Seattle, and he's going to drive this one to Correa. 6-4-3, easy money. As we're going to take a look at this Seattle lineup, as most of the guys we come to know, as we'll see Mitch Haniger up next, followed by the pesky Daniel Vogelbach. Carr goes at DH today, followed by Kyle Seager at third, Shed along at second, Kyle Lewis in left, and the catcher Tom Murphy still in the 9 hole, still hitting under 200. So here's Mitch Haniger. He's going to line this one straight at Correa in the air, so Correa stayed busy this inning. And now we're going to go bottom 2. George Springer leading us off. There's a look at his numbers. 277, 27 homers, 85 ribbies. He's first pitch swinging on a splitter and perfectly times this one to dead center. Just misses a home run to the deepest part of the ballpark. But Springer's going to have a lead-off double. So now that's Carlos Correa at the plate. Full count to him. He's going to hit this one to the second baseman, Shed long. Easy out. But Springer is at third base for Yuli Gurriel, who hits a curveball to the third baseman. That's a sacrifice as Springer will score, and Gurriel does get another RBI. 1-2 to Puig next. He's going to pop this one up into shallow left center. And the Astros do get one in the bottom of the second. So now bottom 3, Garrett Stubb leading us off, and he gets a splitter, and he's going to pooch it through the infield just past the glove of long. And Garrett Stubbs has a leadoff base hit in third. So now top of the order, Brantley up next. He gets a perfect fastball, lines it to right center, and Brantley with a 2-run jack as this one's 3-0 now. Michael Brantley, 12th home run of the season. The choo-choo train getting plenty of work in this episode as that ball was just smoked on a line, 414 feet out to right center. But next up, Alex Bregman. First pitch to Bregman as well, and he launches a splinter to left center. That's back-to-back jacks. Bregman continues to destroy the baseball as that's Alex solo shot Bregman, ladies and gentlemen. His 36th homer of the season. Goes 368 feet out in left center. Train is moving once more, and the Astros bats are continue to pick up fire here in September. So now Jose Altuve up next. Still no outs in the inning. Altuve will be the first out as he will be put out by the pitcher, Walker. Yordan Alvarez next up. Full count to him. He gets a splitter and drives it to right center. Won't be a homer. Will rattle up against the wall. Alex Smith will get the ball in quick, and Alvarez barely beats out a double. But a double nonetheless. That's going to take us back to George Springer. Now only 1 out in the inning. He gets a curveball and drills it to the third baseman as Seager stays busy but can't throw him out at first. And that will be a base hit for Springer. Carlos Correa up next. He gets a splitter and drives this one to center. Will be an out, but Alvarez will tag as Malik Smith doesn't have the strongest arm. Now we have runners on the corners, 2 outs with Gurriel for another chance for an RBI. He's going to come through once more, puts it into right field. That's another RBI for Gurriel, as it's 5-0 here in Houston. Astros putting on a show, and that's actually going to do it for Taijuan Walker. He's going to come out of the game. And here comes George Kirby, one of the top prospects for Seattle, their 5th prospect in the organization, the Elon alum. He's had a rough season so far, but he will get the job done in the 3rd, finally put an end to this inning. So we're going to go top 4, see if Seattle can answer this onslaught by Houston. First batter will be the leadoff man, Malik Smith. He's going to get a base hit into left. So the speedy leadoff man is on board. You got to pay attention to him. And J.P. Crawford's up next. He's going to get called on a strike 3. Verlander gets the call there. That's his 2nd strikeout of the day. Mitch Haniger up next. He's going to dribble this one in front of the catcher Stubbs, who has to throw it, and this ball's off the line. That's an E2. That is a tough throw to make, but Stubbs should make that throw. But runners on 1st and 2nd nonetheless, and Verlander 4-pitch walk to Vogelbach. So we got bases loaded, 1 out for Cargo, who's going to launch this one deep to center, misses a grand slam, but will get the run, as that's an easy tag for Malik Smith. And the Mariners are finally on the board. So now Kyle Seager up next, full count to him. He's going to draw a walk. So bases loaded once more for a 2nd walk from Verlander. And now full count to Shedlong. He's going to walk as well, and that's going to walk home a run. So Verlander 3 walks in this inning, and he's costed with a run. Kyle Lewis up next. He's going to pop a 2-1 count up into shallow right. So there does hurt the Astros. They do give up a run, as it's 5-2 now. Top 5, Tom Murphy. He's striking out on the sliders. We stick with Seattle here. Verlander's 3rd of the day. Malik Smith on the plate once more. He pops out to right field to Puig. So a quick 2 outs for Seattle is going to bring up J.P. Crawford. 2-2 to him. That's a fastball on the outside. He actually gets good wood on this one. Hits it to left center. Brantley watches it go. A solo shot for J.P. Crawford, his 9th home run of the season. Now to Seattle. They get the long ball rolling here. 365. As it's now a 5-3 ball game. So Seattle showing that they're not out, just like Miami we saw in the last series. Not giving up hope. As that's going to bring us to Mitch Haniger up next, and he's going to end the 5th with a dribbler to Verlander. So a 5-3 game here. We're going to go a little later into the 7th now. Brandon Brennan comes on the mound for Seattle. 2.73 ERA. He's been very solid this year. He starts off with Garrett Stubbs, who's going to get jammed and put out. That's a 6-3 out. And now Michael Brantley up next. First pitch to Brantley is a changeup outside the zone. And actually skipped through this on accident, but Brendan suffers an injury. So lucky for us, he will come out of the game. He will be okay. And Taylor Williams will come in. 3.39 ERA on the season. So he's had a pretty solid one as well. But he's going to finish this at bat against Brantley. He's going to strike him out on the low fastball. Might have got the call there. That's a quick 2 outs. Alex Bregman up next. First pitch to him, and he drives a fastball. Count to 3. That ball is destroyed on a line to left center. And that ball got out in a hurry. A perfectly timed fastball down the middle. Bregman will make you pay, as he goes a solo shot once more. His 37th of the season, as his hot streak continues. This is now 6-3, and then Altuve is going to get a perfectly hit fastball as well into left field. So 2 perfect hits for the Astros, puts a runner on first with 2 outs. And Altuve is going to actually try to steal here on an 0-1 count. Gets thrown out at second. That's a very close play. I almost thought he was safe. Let's take another look at it. He actually was out by fingertips, but that's a close call. That'll end the 7th. But let's go bottom 8. Finish this at bat from Yordan Alvarez. And this is what he does. Takes a fastball, ropes it to right field. And that's a solo shot for Yordan Alvarez, his 39th of the season. And the Astros launch some more here in Houston, as the train is moving, not out of coal yet. As the Astros take a 7-3 lead now. And that's actually going to do it in this one. No more runs were scored in this one, so we're just going to go ahead and get to the end. Astros pick up their 4th win in a row. And they continue to roll at the right time. They just need to hope that the Athletics, the Rays, and the Red Sox lose some more. As long as the Astros keep winning, though, they'll keep close as Verlander gets the win, Walker gets the loss, and Presley actually came in the 8th before the solo shot and got the win. Or I got the save, excuse me. As overall solid performance once more from Houston, plenty of long balls, 4 to be exact. And we go to game 2. We actually drop this one against the Mariners in game 2. Bullpen blows it late once more, 8-4 loss. As who was this one pinned on? As looks like Armenteros and Alex Reyes get shelled in the 8th and 9th inning. Then in game 2, we lose this one 2-0 to Seattle. Crawford had a 2-run blast, was all the offense in this one. So Kikuchi shut us down, and Josh James had a pretty solid outing. But we lose the series against Seattle. That's very disappointing. And next episode, we will have 2 road series against the Angels and one of the hottest teams in baseball, the Texas Rangers. So we'll see Jose getting started for the Astros. Astros running out of time if they want to make the playoffs. But we'll see in the next episode if they can turn that lost series around. But thank you guys so much for watching this one. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below if you want more franchise content, as we are on the road to 100 subscribers. Thank you guys for joining me today. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.